Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. This is going to be a relationship reading for September 28th through October 27th. So that's like romantic, love relationship, soulmate, twin flame, anything hanging out in that kind of field. So I've set this here. I'm going to move it in a little bit actually. I want you to consider this image. So this is something I drew 11 years ago. It's called Heart Lions, and it's sort of self-explanatory as to why. If you think of lions as being related to fire, like the sun, I mean, you could say, oh, this is a twin flame image, but I don't remember why I wanted to draw lions. I think I was just doodling. I believe this is Bristol board and it's yellowing with age ever so slightly, and that's just Sharpie. I mean, there's symmetry here. There's a masculine and a feminine. But they're meeting in the middle, and where they meet in the middle is where the expansion is happening. Right? They're seeing eye to eye. They're pooling their resources, right? Nobody's dominating the other one. And it's like the love between them is sort of spreading out across them like a rash. It's like, oh, there's hearts here, there's hearts here, there's an upside down heart here, there's a heart here. Their ears are shaped like hearts. There's their paw almost looks like a heart, and there's a heart over here, and there's some spreading out over here. And then, of course, the tail looks like a flame. But again, if you're not a twin flame, don't worry about it. I think if you are a twin flame, maybe don't worry about it so much either, because I know I've done my own head in holding on to that title. Because, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you call it. It matters what the resonance of the interaction is. And this is kind of, it's like it's coming in. We have this time period, I think the Mercury retrograde starts on September 27th, and this reading is from September 28th through October 27th. But what's going on is between October 6th and 18th, there's 4 retrogrades going direct, and I do have a bit about that's already in my energy reports. So if you go in my energy reports playlist, there'll be a video that says blah 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 and retrograde energy report. So if you want to find out more about that, definitely look at that video too. But I mean, I think it's, what is it? It's Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and Mercury all going direct between the 6th and 18th. So it's these huge shifts, and there's a chunk of that ripping through Aquarius. And I think Mercury's in Libra, so it's all air, it's all perception, it's all thinking. And you notice that their foreheads are together right where the third eye is. Some of that is perception as well, but the third eye, the air element is all about the throat, but it's also about like communication, perception, speaking, concepts, overthinking, not thinking, any of those kinds of things. How do you see yourself? How do you see somebody else? Are you seeing each other in a clear and honest way? So I just want people to consider this little sketch that I made. I should make prints of it at some point. I think I need to rescan it, or check the scan that I already have. I'm having a hard time getting some work for me done because there's a lot of there's still like a whole truckload of emergencies dropping through the pipeline in my reality, and my body is freaking out. So posting other stuff to sell and checking on prints and things is not high on my priority list right now. It's you know, keeping up with my video schedule in between being in pain and exhausted and running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So that's what we're doing. That's the little game that I'm playing this fall. Alright. But in theory, this artwork could be available at some point in some format. Or if I like add it to a future coloring book. Oh, I guess I can leave that over here. Even though I'm probably going to be moving it down to look at the cards. So I have cards. It's over here. Pimping my friend's Mend Hemp products as usual. It helps me with my pain and anxiety. Okay, so there's my little time thing. And these are more like coordinates. It's from this to this, just to differentiate it and to pinpoint the energies a little bit. So I pulled some decks for this reading based on my spidey senses there. Whichever one stuck to my hands or jumped up and bit me. Now, usually I have this deck combined with this one. But I was, lo and behold, I had to pull out the Starseed Oracle from its cousins over there. So I'm only using this and not also the Work Your Light Oracle. I did already clear and shuffle these decks. So I've got the Starseed Oracle. I know it sounds like I'm forgetting what I'm doing, but it's because this is called the Syrian Starseed Tarot. I don't want to get it messed up. So Syrian Starseed Tarot with the few millimeter border trimmed off. Alright, already cleared and shuffled. Just give it another. There. And this one, another little shuffle. Nope, that was bad. Still bad. That was weak, but better. That guy in the middle. I have the elemental hexagons. These are good for really deep readings. Now what I want to do though is I've got 5 decks and then I've got my bag of Scrabble tiles. And essentially, which I've mixed up a little bit, essentially what I want to do is get like one card from each pile, and some of these. I'll leave that open. I've got the Legacy of the Divine Tarot here. These ones are bendy. I'll get back the other way a little bit. There. So Legacy of the Divine Tarot, and then the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. I also have the Tarot and the Archetype. We're just using this one today. I guess I cleared and shuffled these. I don't remember doing them. I think it was over there getting some water or something. I'll shuffle these a little bit more. Oh, I know I did clear them because I was thinking about the golden egg and the black egg. And how one of them reminds me of Harry Potter and that egg under the water, and how the other one means something else. Okay, so let me get these things off of there. Okay. Trying to get it focused to a certain point where I can stick the cards down on the table. No. Okay. So this is talking about relationships over the next month. And we'll see how this goes. Oh, this is looking like my help me, I can't afford a reading. I didn't know that was what I was doing. Okay. Get a little bit more. I think that P needs to come out. Gotta pee, man. Q. So if Q, the number 10, it's making me think of a queen that's been demoted. Here's a 3. If I add this 3 to the queen, that's the normal. Queen of Pentacles, 13. So if I and O over here, E-I, E-I, O. Here's another I. Here's an E that was inverted. I don't think it really matters, but I'm going to put it that way. Here's an A. So A-E-I-O-U, and apparently sometimes Q. We have C at 3. 3 of Cups, and then I have 4 and an H here. This is making me think of the Emperor, but wanting to be the Hierophant. Like, I'm a little bit short of being a Hierophant. Like, there's a kingdom missing. But I have all these vowels. Like, I want to buy a vowel. Vowel movement. Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, choice. But there's no there's no second C. There's something missing. I'm going to leave this Queen of Pentacles over here, because I'm still not quite sure what these cards are doing, these tiles are doing over here. I'm looking at these as individual characters, though. What am I doing? Ace of Cups with the 3 of Cups. The Hierophant. The Hierophant that's been disconnected. It's the Hierophant with a disconnected third eye. They're not getting any downloads. And they've worked backwards into the Emperor energy. But I'm not quite sure what's up with the 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups here. This E was upside down. Oh, I feel like that's the Devil. And one of these eyes needs to go with it. Like, all of the consonants are missing. And I have Io here, which makes me think of the moon of Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be going direct at some point. So I've got these, try to get these focused. So I've got these clusters over here. Possibly the Devil. I'm not quite sure what's going on here yet. It could be, it really wants to write, like, I have part of the letters of Hierophant here. Hierophant. I just heard integrity. Quality control indicator. Okay. Let me see what these are. So this card here, I'm gonna move this back a little bit. I gotta move this back a little bit, and the card says big picture thinking on it. Sorry, I have to be my own cameraman, and it's not that easy for me to see what the hell I'm doing over here. Unless my screen's only 2 inches diagonally. Okay. Pleiades energy. That explains all the vowels. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. But I just said that the Hierophant lost their connection. There is no vision. But if we think about this as coming in face down, it was flipped over. The Hierophant demoted to being the Emperor. We could think, and especially with Io as a moon of Jupiter, you think Jupiter is like Zeus, the king, the king of kings. It's like it's not quite a wounded warrior. It's like a your god was discovered to have clay feet, and you thought less of him. I'm just saying him because it's the Emperor. But it's like he's gonna be earning it back. Like it's like Samson got his hair cut and then he had to overcome adversity. So this Emperor character who had made it through through the 4 kingdoms and then added the magician, made it to 5, the Hierophant, but lost his mojo. Okay. 3 of Flames. So 3 of Wands inverted here. This looks like liftoff. Rocket launch. The Sun. Yeah, the Sun in Aries. But inverted, it's Moon energy. I believe it's the full moon in Aries in October on the 20th. Where's my friggin' thing here? Yeah, full moon in Aries on October 20th. Right after all of those retrogrades go direct. Okay. So we have the vision opening up. Normally this would be like you can't even see what's, like you don't even know what's coming, right? I can't, like I'm waiting for my ships to come in. What now? Like how am I gonna survive? But this is coming in as the moon in Aries. The full moon in Aries. Let's see what this is. Oh, I just knocked over the E. Ooh. So there's the Queen of Cups. And that's kind of what's sitting over here after I moved the tiles, is the Queen of Cups. Even though I had the Queen of Pentacles, but there's no C in Hierophant. Sort of narrowed it down. So Queen of Cups, number 13. Quality control. Right? I'm like, my quality control in my life is like, am I feeling this in my heart? You know, is it resonating with me? I have to, like, if I'm not getting any downloads, then I better trust my heart. Either that or we're talking about the masculine over here and the feminine over here and something going on in the middle with the full moon energy. So you have cadmium, so we have pigments and energy. You have black and white here. Arts and crafts. Number 48. Okay, so I see this 4 over here, and then I see it doubling 48, but if I add them together, that's 12, and that's 3 12s, and that's the Hanged Man. And I kind of see the Hanged Man as a low vibration. My segment ended. I was trying to say that I see 4 here, and then 8 is twice that. That's that 4 over here. And if I add them together, that's 12. So that's 3 4s, not 3 12s, like I accidentally said. But I see the the Hanged Man, the 12, is like a low vibration of the Hierophant. It's the guy who's a knight who's trying to work his way up to Emperor and then learn the magician stuff too. But he can't get that cosmic download. He can't get that magic. He's waiting for the vision. But here it says inspired ideas. This is like a muse energy. Like I'm inspired. This is like I'm going to express my vision in some way. And there's got cadmium here, which is, I got cadmium red and cadmium yellow over there in my bucket of paint. Right? It's like I'm building something. My vision, my goal, the big picture goal in life is to create something that wasn't there before. So we have deer, and here it is inverted. This is a feminine energy. It's much like the Queen of Pentacles. It's like saying we're not going to be the Queen of Pentacles over here. We're going to be the Queen of Cups. This green is giving me heart chakra energy. So there's like, the way that I'm seeing this is there's an ungrounding. There's like the heart center isn't quite grounded. It's like, what I feel like is that whoever is in the masculine energy, because anybody can take that up, whoever is, tipping their finger on the scales of the masculine energy, it's like it reminds me of Robin Williams. I think it might have actually been in the Dead Poets Society, or it could have just been some stand-up. He was talking about how they do Shakespeare, and it's like, but, and someone's like, what's he saying? It's like, shut up, he feels it. This is like, I'm creating something, but I'm sort of feeling my way through it. But I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't understand what my motivation is. Over here, it's like, with this feminine energy, this Queen of Cups, it's like I'm acutely aware of my heart center, but I'm like, I can't throw down an anchor. I'm like adrift at sea. Like somebody haul me on the ship and bring me to shore, but it's like not coming in until the tide comes in with that full moon in Aries. Aries being that Emperor energy. So, how do I want to run this? I'm going to expand on the deer. This is weird. I usually pick up the decks and chug them out like that, but I'm not doing that right now. Information on the deer. And I want some more information on what's going on between them. I don't think I want... No. I'm not sure if I want another one of those right now. Okay. So what's going on with this feminine energy? Let's have a look. Not yet. The like a deer in the headlights, like frozen in time, like put in the freezer and we'll thaw it and eat it later. So we have hydrogen. That's another H word. Here it's 1. Like this is a number 1. Like 1 is the loneliest number. So we have building blocks. So we had something being created out of the raw pigments over here, and we have building blocks here, hydrogen. This is the number of the magician, but it's coming in the feminine energy. It's like in order for this masculine to fully connect to his cosmic purpose, he needs the feminine energy. And again, I'm just saying he because masculine energy could be completely agender or female or whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody has both. It's just the polarity. It's just the flavor of the energy. So the Queen of Cups over here, the feminine, holds the key. And I believe it's hydrogen that powers the sun, isn't it? Or is it helium? I guess it's helium. Whatever. So we have the Seeker of Orbs. This is a number 11. Or it could be a 1. The Page of Swords. But it came in inverted. What energy have I got on the Page of Swords? Knocking everything over. Page of Swords, I have assigned Uranus energy. So this is the Saturn and Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius because of that Uranus energy. But I'm seeing this, and I saw that pentacle. And I did say I thought the E and the I over here were the devil, but it was like inverted. And the devil inverted is Saturn retrograde. So I'm seeing that it's sort of like some of the lack of grounding of the feminine's emotional center is because of the upheaval of the Saturn energy retrograding through Aquarius. It's like emotional work that has to be dredged out of the lake, the muck in the swamp, that has to be dredged and drained and cleaned before you can fully set yourself into the material world in terms of manifestation. Because all of this emotional stuff, the work has to be done before this sort of age of Aquarius, even though it's not quite that, but this like intellectual Jupiter and Saturn direct in Aquarius energy can lead to these like important connections, right? So it's like if you're watching this reading, you're liable to get one of the cards from this deck that's like double mission, and I'm not sure what this one is yet, but we'll find out. You know, like meeting up with your person and expanding humanity, that kind of stuff. But it's like you're not getting a manifestation and you're not getting fully grounded until those retrogrades culminating in this full moon energy. It's like illuminating the darkness, but here it's like the full moon is, it's like pulling in the tide, right? It's like it's bigger than I'm going to let the universe drift my boat where I need to be. It's like the universe is saying, no, I'm not just gonna like roll you on the waves. We're moving the whole ocean to push you where you're supposed to be going. Like, we don't have time for this. But on the other hand, there's this like few weeks here of really intense like building up of the wave, like a tsunami of motion, right? Because if you think of the moon, you think of the chariot, right? A tsunami of motion after what feels like just kind of swirling around in the toilet, like you're in an oubliette. Okay. So that's what this is. That's an 11. That's universal timing. It's also the masculine and the feminine coming together. It's also a twin flame number, if that's relevant to your situation. So we have the Seven of Swords inverted. This is the moon in Aquarius. But when this card is inverted, it's that like sneaky ninja energy dunked on its head. Right? We're not playing games anymore. And it's also that movement, right? We're moving, we're dredging. We're like the waves have been flowing, you've been drifting out to sea, and this whole, you know, like, I'm not dealing with your bullshit, I'm just gonna, like, keep my distance. And now it's like karmic stamped canceled account, and all the water comes rushing in. Ooh, the Void. I haven't gotten that card yet. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. This card came in inverted, and I think this has to do with the retrograde as well. Look at that, it's amazing. The other side of the black hole. It's like being sucked through the sun. This is like a new moon energy. When's the new moon? It's on October 6th in Libra. Is that Saturn? Which one is that? Oh, that's Pluto going direct in Capricorn. Pluto going direct in Capricorn. That's that, like... That's more of that dredging energy. Because Pluto going direct in Capricorn is like the I need to go deeper scorpionic energy paired with that like Father Time deep in the bowels of the earth, just like farted and woke himself up. Chronos, Saturn energy. This is like this is like the universe just played their hand and hit the time clock in a chess game, and now it's like ticking for the next move. Let me see what's going on here. I think, what did I say? This was what's going on between the masculine and the feminine here. Let's take a look at these. So we have R. And then a D with a 2 on it. So you can think of like R2D2. We have a G, like a riding, which is also a 2. Is that in focus? Oh my god, it is. We have an L, which is a 1. I feel like I'm shouting. I feel like Vanna White. We have another I. I see the word ridge. If my letters would freaking stay where I put them. So, ridge. But that's not really the word that I want. I see that word, but it doesn't go with this L. Ledge. Ooh, a ledger. A ledger. A ledger. So I'm missing an E. But this is like working through karmic debt, right? I'm like a banking ledger. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Always missing a letter here. Like griddle, like some things are about to get cooking. It's like breakfast. Making me think of Breakfast in America. Oh, who sings that? God damn it, now I can't remember. Supertramp, there we go. Supertramp. Breakfast in America. Oh, here we go. Child. So there is going to be some inner child healing here. For both the masculine and the feminine. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Is there N? I don't have an N. Okay. So we have inner child work going on, but I also see opera. Now opera is something that's written. It's making me think of Freddie Mercury and Montserrat. But it's like something that's being composed and then something that's expressed in a very elaborate way. Elaborate expression of emotional content. Okay. Also making me think of like rock opera. So we have the Nine of Crystals. This is all the single ladies card here. I believe this is that Mercury in Virgo, that one? Or is it the 10? This is Venus in Virgo. Okay. So Venus is doing something during one of those retrogrades. Oh yeah, see, Venus's last day in Scorpio is when Pluto, Scorpionic energy, is moving. Direct. But when I see Venus and Virgo with each other, I think of the Empress, and I think of the Maiden, right? The Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone. And I see the Virgo energy as being the inner child of the Empress. And here we're talking about inner child healing. It's giving me a little bit of Les Miserables. Especially that like Mon Prince Déjà en Chemin song. You know, people might know that same concept better with Snow White, like someday my prince will come. Although here it's from the photo mat, because we're creating some kind of something that has a visual aspect to help explain it. With an opera, right, where like it could be a stage show, it could be a rock opera, it could be a musical, it could be you know, some kind of event that has a soundtrack to it. You know, it could be a movie, it could be a program. You know, I mean, you can have music playing at most events, so it could be something in that range, right? It could be an art gallery that happens to have something related in the background. But what's going on between them is this pattern of integration, healing, and maturity of the inner child. And I was reminded of the word reparenting earlier. Reparenting. So if the Three of Wands inverted again, it's just sort of doubling down on the same concept. This is kind of like there's serpents upon my dirigible. It's like I'm having a hard time getting my idea afloat. Like maybe somebody's sabotaging me. Maybe my ego. Just found out my charged battery is only 2/3 charged. I was saying it could be like a distortion of the inner child or the ego kind of feeding off of self-abusing the inner child, but it's also giving me this orphan energy. You can see I just rearranged these after my segment ended because I wasn't looking at it. Now the battery's trying to die again. But it could be, it doesn't have to literally be an orphan. It could be like, I thought I had a support system and then it was taken away from me, right? Like a company of people. It's like, oh, like I lost all my money, but I'm gonna bounce back. It might take me a couple of years, but I'm gonna get there. Like my life was interrupted. It's not quite coitus interruptus, but it's like, I hit a roadblock that fucked my shit, and that's kind of like the same thing as the emperor getting knocked off the pedestal. There's some kind of undiscussed tower moment here that, shook the baby, so to speak. So this is the peacock over here, and I don't know whether it's coming or going. Peacock can have a sensitive stomach, so there could be a solar chakra issue to dealing with like self-confidence. Right? I always needed people around me because I didn't think I could do it on my own. But it's like the Queen of Cups and this visionary emperor, it's like they sort of have to come together without anyone else there. It's like I'm not gonna be rolling 20 deep when I come to be with you. Like I don't need an audience, I don't need a cheerleading squad, I don't need haters that are, wearing my colors but dissing me in secret, that kind of stuff. But the peacock here is also somebody who's been through a lot and sort of like earning their stripes. They sort of earn their colors. It's like a uniform. Like I shine this brilliantly because each of these spots is some crap that I've had to deal with. And now it's sort of like I'm displaying like everything that I've been through as some kind of experience. I mean, there might be a little bit of peacocking, but it's sort of, that's being cast away, right? As the inner child is integrated, the ego doesn't need to scramble your brains as much. Alright, so I wanted to get another one of these. This is the wrong card. Hoping to get enough juice out of this battery to... I hope I was recording in the last segment. This is going to be kind of weird if I wasn't. I think Mercury retrograde is scrabbling this reading, either that or somebody doesn't want it out because I was avoiding it all day. What I want to do is find out what's going on with these two energies coming together. Right, because we see what's going on with them, and we see that the ultimate goal is some kind of big, expressive project of some sort. Some kind of... the big picture is some kind of inspiration that spreads out to other people. Nope. Alright, I guess I'll take 3 of these. There's like a hidden thing. Only the bottom of the deck of the animals. Ooh, the vulture. Okay. good. This is what we want. And this battery's probably gonna die quickly, but it was pretending it was full for a second. I had it on the charger for like 3 minutes. No. Shuffle these some more. This is just kind of a whatever I grab kind of a reading. This one. Okay. So the vulture here is, they eat the dead bodies, right? They clean up the mess, the carrion, they take care of stuff that would otherwise be festering and full of disease. And they're able to process it through their body. They're very misunderstood. I also think about going back all the way to Göbekli Tepe with the vulture holding the sun disk, and then the I want to say Uraeus, but I think that's just the snake. In the Egyptian crowns, in the headgear, they would have a vulture and a snake. So it's actually, you know, it's like a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. It's like cleaning up the mess. This is that scorpionic energy. It's that very acute moment between Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn and going direct. It also gives me this idea of grounding, but having connection to the sky. It was like you think of a sky burial, right? Oh, I've got a hidden card here, too. So there's stuff going on in this relationship that's hidden. So you have the Six of Cups inverted. That's the Sun in Scorpio. Right? Pluto retrograde energy. This is it gets sort of like healing the inner child, but it also could be like, oh, like in a past life, kind of the hidden the thing that's hidden, that's sort of like we're pretending isn't happening, is that these two people know each other from a past life. So we have the Knight of Coins. So that's the Knight of Pentacles. Alright, and I was talking about the Hanged Man. When I see a Knight inverted like this, it tells me the Hanged Man. But sometimes this Knight of Pentacles, when he's inverted, means he's not, you know, lollygagging anymore. He's sped up. You know, it's like, oh, I just heard go hard or go home. But I'm thinking of somebody like trying to outrun the tsunami to get back inland. You know, it's like, well, we were going to hunker down, but we better get the hell friggin' out of there now. But notice it goes from 6 to 12. There's a doubling up effect. We have Strength inverted. This is a Sun inverted, so it's this Moon card again. These large cats are all having their third eyes activated by this maiden here. That's that moon energy. And that sun energy, like Sun in Aries. It's not weakness, it's... Oh, I just heard... I was like a cowardly lion. It's like, even though we know each other, and we've been... It's like I don't feel like I'm ready to roll out here. It's like I'm being pushed, even though the confidence isn't there yet. Confidence, like, oh, I'm scared to talk to you. Like I'm scared to reveal too much to you. That's a solar chakra wounding. Alright. I'm not allowed to be myself. I have to hide myself. I have to hide who I really am and where I've been and what I know. So we have the Hanging Man. Although this Hanged Man is actually inverted. It's like these two cards are pulling on opposite sides of the same coin. Right? Hangman inverted, Knight inverted. Usually it's the other way around. Right? When the Hangman's inverted, the Knight is upright. And when the Knight is inverted, the Hangman's upside down. And I almost feel like this Knight goes with the Queen of Cups, because she was trying to be in Pentacles. And this goes with the masculine energy that's trying to wake up. You know, it's sort of like, like these two horses look like they're fighting. Like we both can't be the Knight of Pentacles. Like, you go, like, you be the queen and I'm gonna stay in the masculine energy. But don't come over here like being all like the knight in shining armor, because I need to do that, like, to get back to where I'm going to. So there's this sort of like confusion loop going on here. Like, the energy has to be balanced in order for the magnet to snap together. All paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. I'm going to come back to those in a minute, because there's a confusion or a delay here. Right? It's like maybe I'm lost out here and I don't know which way to go. But it's sort of like, it doesn't matter, just go. Like, go in a direction, because you don't want to walk this other path anyway. And that's what you're here to learn. Right? It's like every time you take a step, you go back to hanging, like, getting hung up on something. Right? Oh, it's like, okay, I made some progress, but now I'm hung up on something again. Like, okay, now I made progress, now I'm hung up on something again. It's like stop and go traffic. You know, like, are we really making progress, or are we just slamming on the brakes here? Are we stuck in the same loop? Or are we going to cut a new path through this woods and stop going around in circles on this same path that we already limped through? Higher self. Okay, there's the rest of the feminine. Right? We had the maiden, and we had the... I sort of mentioned the Empress with that Venus energy. But this is the crone, the High Priestess. Here it's called higher self, but it's inverted, because Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, and I'm reading her as Piscean energy. Right? It's like my intuition is in my subconscious. I'm not getting my downloads. Oh, this came out again anyway, even after I said it was the wrong card and shuffled them, it came out. The Eight of Crystals. This is this tower I was talking about. The Eight of Pentacles is like working on something, but it's inverted here. The Eight of Pentacles. Mercury? No, I don't know why I thought it was Mercury. It's the Sun. The Sun in Virgo. So again, this Sun energy is inverted. That's not right. My October thing isn't right. For some reason I wrote Virgo was still happening, but it's not. It's just the Sun is in Libra. weird. Okay. This is not, it's like, the work that I need to be doing is happening in my dreams. And when I wake up, I don't remember it. So it feels like I'm not making any progress. You know, I wake up and my dreams are weird and they don't make any sense. So we have arsenic. Ancient witch power, the high priestess. Notice how there's something delicate being made here. This crocheting. So what is the point here? What does this reading mean? I'm going to run out of battery power again. I might have to come back to this. And I really didn't want to do that. What does this whole thing mean? Like, in order to grab hold of the sun energy, it's like this energy here. It's like a nuclear burst of energy. Like, these are two helium molecules, or is it two hydrogen molecules coming together to fuse helium? Like, they fuse together, whatever, you know what I mean. Fusion, hot fusion in the middle of the sun. Like, these two lions are, you know, the little things, and they're like, you know, like the natural version of what's going on in the CERN collider. And we see that happening here. This eagle is like representative of like vision, like air, like the ace of swords. But what I'm thinking about is when they're hunting. And this could be like the Knight of Swords as well. What the birds do is they'll be flying and they'll be looking at what they're trying to grab onto, and their body can move every which way and that, but their head stays in one place, like static, fixed on what they're focused on. And it looks like reality is being distorted because they're, you know, it's, I don't even know how to do this. Right, here's the head. They're catching their prey. Here's the eagle's head. And their whole body is just kind of like, woo, like doing everything over here. I'm like, how are their bodies even real? This is what this card is giving me. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain again? Is that what those lyrics are? And this looks like the other side, right? Like going through a black hole. It's like the eye of the needle. So, like, all the work that's being done in terms of coming together is kind of on an individual level. But there's kind of like a direct, like, we're gonna smash, and that could be taken in the lewd way, in the sexual way. But it's like we're about to make green out of this blue and yellow energy. We're about to make orange out of the red and yellow. You know, we're going to mix up some colors that nobody's ever seen before. It's going to be a Technicolor rainbow. It's like, whoever this reading is for, if you're operating on these these cosmic lessons, soul growth, higher learning, being a leader, visionary, holding some like large emotional understanding. But it's like neither one can see the whole picture, the big picture, until you lock the two puzzle pieces together in the middle, right? Like snap together, like those little magnetic salt and pepper shakers. Sort of, any time between now and the end of October, just before Halloween, it's like, can you feel yourself being sucked in a certain direction? And if so, flow with the stream of where your whole self is being, like, it's like if you're floating out at sea, you're adrift, and you're like, what am I doing out here? All I know is I needed to get away from some BS. The universe is about to like yeet you fully onto ground, to dry land, after sort of treading water for a long time. This is I need to get my land legs back. I need to be able to ground again and deal with reality after being so long just in my feels and in my head. So hopefully that kind of wraps everything up. It's sort of like I have to talk about the reading afterwards to figure out what the frickin' point of it is. It's been difficult to get this reading done, and hopefully the battery won't die again before I'm done with the little thing here. But if you want to get a personal reading, hit me up. It's email is over here. Everything is through the link tree, linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. Donations, energy exchange, tip jar, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. The list of readings is going to be down below. I've got coloring books, poetry, which is really pretty dark, merchant prints, art items. There's a coupon code 3star17 for Etsy. If you go through the link tree, that should pop in at the top of the page. I got my social media and whatnot. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.